Human beings, like all things in nature, possess an intrinsic essence, a character that is unchanging. Just as the species of a tree determines its growth, so too does the essence of a person shape their desires and inclinations. A willow will not become an oak, nor will the timid become bold. In the world as will and representation, I describe the will as the driving force of life, a blind, striving energy that dictates existence. This will is beyond reason and change. The same will that governs the tides and stars governs the essence of your being. But does this mean people cannot adapt? Not at all. Like a river shaped by rocks or a flame bending in the wind, behavior can shift. Yet these changes are not transformations of character, but adjustments of an unchanging essence to its circumstances. Consider the gambler who swears off his vice after losing everything. Has he truly changed, or is his nature subdued by consequence? Or the liar who speaks truth under oath, has he grown honest, or does the threat of punishment hold his deceit in check? Adaptation is not transformation. A river diverted by a rock will flow around it, but once the obstacle is removed, it resumes its course. People adjust their actions without altering the core from which those actions arise. And yet, the modern world offers a challenge to my view. Science reveals the brain's malleability, forming new neural pathways through effort and experience. Psychologists assert that with determination and discipline, behaviors and even perceptions can change. Might this refute the notion of an immutable essence? To some extent, perhaps. Therapy, self-reflection, and education enable people to refine their actions, replacing destructive habits with constructive ones. Yet I argue these are shifts on the surface. The timid person who learns to speak confidently does so not because their essence has changed, but because they have adapted behaviorally to their environment. Their cautious, introspective nature remains intact. True transformation, if it occurs, is rare and profound. It requires a fundamental rewiring of the will itself, a task so monumental it borders on the miraculous. More often, what we witness is not change, but the alignment of one's existing nature with newfound purpose. If character is immutable, what does this mean for morality? Can we hold people accountable for actions dictated by an unchanging will? Yes, for while our essence may be fixed, our choices are not predetermined. We are responsible for how we channel our nature toward harmony or destruction. Society's role is not to force transformation, but to provide structures that encourage individuals to act in ways benefiting the whole. Laws, education, and culture do not change who we are. They shape how we express ourselves. Should we despair, then, if we cannot change our essence? Quite the contrary. Acceptance of one's nature frees us from the futile struggle to become something we are not. Acceptance is not resignation but wisdom, the foundation for true growth. Our task is not to deny our essence, but to refine it. The impatient man can channel his restlessness into ambition. The cautious soul can transform prudence into wisdom. The essence remains, but its expression evolves. This is the truest form of change. The journey of self-understanding is not about overturning your essence, but navigating its depths. Imagine your nature as a vast ocean. While the tides shift and the surface ripples, the depths remain consistent, waiting to be explored. Growth is not about altering these depths, but about charting your course through them, harnessing currents, avoiding storms, and embracing calm waters when they come. This understanding liberates us from the illusion that we must become something entirely new to find fulfillment. It allows us to focus on the aspects of our nature that are strong while tempering those that hinder our growth. Acceptance of our immutable essence does not mean stagnation. It means focusing energy on what matters, how we express ourselves, treat others, and align actions with our values. Consider how this perspective reshapes our view of others. When we understand that everyone carries an unchanging essence, we approach one another with compassion. Faults we perceive are not flaws to eradicate, but aspects of nature to understand. Ceasing to expect fundamental change opens the door to deeper relationships built on acceptance and respect. In this way, the question of change becomes not a limitation but a path to liberation. If we cannot change our being's foundation, then our challenge is to build upon it wisely. Each decision, habit, and act of kindness or cruelty becomes a brick in the edifice of our lives. While the foundation remains, the structure we create is ours to shape. Do people change? Perhaps not in the way we imagine. But through self-awareness, discipline, and wisdom, we can refine, adapt, and elevate ourselves. The essence remains, but its expression becomes a work of art, unique, shaped by experience, and imbued with effort's beauty. The greatest triumph in life is not to become someone else, but to fully embrace and develop who you already are. Within your unchanging nature lies infinite potential, a boundless capacity for growth, understanding, and contribution to the world. Through this journey, you unlock not only the wisdom to understand your limits, but also the courage to transcend them. For in embracing our essence, we create the opportunity to leave behind something far greater than ourselves, a legacy of understanding, compassion, and purpose that echoes through time.